この金でどうだ?
Hi everyone, just thought I'd make a quick video about the recently announced Yakuza 0 and Kiwami physical editions by Limited Run Games. So recently RGG Studio made a tweet talking about the Nintendo Switch release of Yakuza Kiwami. At the bottom they mentioned that there's going to be a physical release very soon. And it did turn out to be very soon because here we are today. So to start off looking at Yakuza 0, there's two editions, both the standard and what they call classic edition. The standard edition looks alright, it's $34.99, which is kind of high considering that there's still physical copies of this game for the PS4 still readily available for about 20-30 bucks. The only difference here is that it's finally coming to Xbox, which is nice. The cover art is also largely the same, except that it's in black and white, which looks cool, but it's still generally the same thing. So it is a limited pre-order, going from today, October 11th to November 10th, and expected to ship sometime next year. There's also the Classic Edition, which is $74.99 and comes with a bunch of extra goodies. Character cards, a premium box, keychain, a Kiryu acrylic stand, and a soundtrack. Now for both 0 and Kiwami, if you pre-order, you get the commemorative slipcase, which holds all 7 games, Yakuza 0 through 6, in one box, which is pretty cool. But it also implies that they're going to release Kiwami 2 through 6, which is certainly going to be interesting. Going back to the Classic Edition for 0, I think the price is alright. I say it's worth it if you're a Yakuza fan, but if you're buying this casually, or buying it, or trying to game for the first time, I don't think it would be worth it. It's certainly kind of high, especially since there are 2 of these games now, and more to come later on. This isn't the first time Yakuza 0 had a special edition. When the game originally came out in the West, they had a business, like premium edition, which came with 2 business cards, and a card holder for both Kiryu Majima's business in the game, for both the real estate company and the cabaret club, which I was pretty neat. Just to not include anything like that. It does include character cards though, which I thought was kind of odd, considering that if you're buying this, you probably already know who Kiryu Majima is, and so a character card wouldn't be necessarily an introduction to them. The premium box looks alright. In a weird way, I find it kind of lazy, considering just the silhouette of Kiryu and his dragon in the back. I'm hoping Majima's on the back. I don't believe there's an image of it showing that, but it seems kind of plain. The same thing goes for the commemorative slipcase here. I believe that's the Kiryu render from Yakuza 6, and it's going with the classic Yakuza cell with the white and red, and default renders for the spine there. It looks kind of rough, to be honest, considering how much they're asking for this. I know it's included with the game, but in a weird way I feel like it could be more. I should also note here that it seems the classic editions will ship later than the standard editions, in April of next year, compared to March. Moving on to Yakuza Kiwami, this time we got a release for the Xbox, PS4, and Switch. Hoping that since we're doing Yakuza 0 as well, that will come to Switch one day. Similar deal here. It's the same cover art that they used in all the other releases. Same thing for the PS4. I'm pretty sure the PS4 edition is still readily available for around 20-30 bucks physically, and even cheaper digitally since it goes on sale often. Look at the Classic Edition here. Still more of the same. Character cards, the premium box, acrylic stand, soundtrack, and also Mesu King cards, which is always pretty funny. But same deal here. Nothing too different. I feel the same way about the box. Nothing too fancy, but at least it's uniform and it goes well with the Yakuza 0 edition. I should also mention that both of these editions are available for PC as well, but there is no physical disc, it's only a Steam key, which is kind of disappointing. I always support physical media and I love to have a physical copy of games, but in this day and age it seems harder to come by, especially considering that Limited Run Games is doing it, which I know some people weren't too happy about. Yakuza Kiwami also had a somewhat special edition when it first came out. It was actually a steelbook edition. You used the same cover art with Kiryu and Nishiki in the front, but it actually had a slipcover too that you could pull off and show Kiryu and Haruka in the back. They've also done steelbook releases before with the Yakuza 4 and Dead Souls back on the PS3, as well as Lost Judgment, which was a pre-order bonus. In my opinion, I think these editions would be better if they came with a steelbook, but it'll probably jack the price up to around $90. $75 seems just barely right, I guess, for all that's included. The soundtrack especially was pretty nice. While we're on this topic, I also like to bring up the Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii Collector's Edition, which goes for $130 and contains kind of a similar amount of stuff, except the soundtrack, sadly. Here you get the base game, which the digital deluxe content, which would normally run you, I think, $75. On top of that, you got the Majima acrylic standee, the flag, eye patch, and coin. Now this costs double compared to the limited run releases, and I also think it's kind of pushing it, considering how much you get. It's nice to see Yakuza getting some love in physical releases, getting special editions like these for fans. But with prices like these, I don't know. It's kind of, it wouldn't be a, at least for me personally, an easy purchase. So all in all, it begs the question, are these worth it? And in my opinion, yes, but barely. I think you really got to be a fan of the series to get like the full value out of it. And the extra slipcase is certainly nice. So you can hold all the future releases, albeit the art is kind of lazy. Considering 3, 4, and 5 were also released in remastered collection in one bundle, part of me is hoping that they'll be priced cheaper compared to Zero and Kiwami, but I don't expect them to. I'll also note for both Zero and Kiwami, the acrylic stands list that will connect with future releases, assuming that the next few games will include another Kiryu acrylic standee, which is pretty cool. For Zero in particular, I think it would have been nice to also include a Module 1 since he's also a big part of that game. I mean, he is one of the 2 protagonists. Here's hoping Yakuza will get more physical releases later on in the future for future titles and maybe even older titles. But with prices like these, it would be kind of hard to justify, in my opinion. So that's it for today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.